Hello, my wonderful people. How are you doing? How have you been? Are you still watching? Are you still subscribing? So today I am at Njiru, Nairobi County, visiting a community of young guys who are dog lovers and being guided here by Destine. And kama kawaida, I'm going to let Destine introduce himself some more. But kama kawaida, you know, this is your girl Linda Kenyita and this is Dog TV Kenya, the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. Keep watching and keep subscribing. Destine, say hi to my people.
Hello, hi. My name is Destine. I am from Njiru, a small village in Nairobi. Basically, I love dogs. I have passion for dogs ever since I was born. I've been having dogs, but they've been dying. But with time, nimezoea. I think Linda here is my witness. And I'm also an engineer by profession, software engineer, aeronautical engineer. But niliacha hiyo job ndo nifanye hii job ingine sasa ya dogi. Yeah. The other part of myself is that I run a company called Canine9. We deal mainly with dogs, clothings, accessories, and also I'm a musician by the other side of profession. Like I'm a jack of all trades, I must say. Yeah.
Now you mentioned something. You've been having dogs, but they've been dying. Did you ever find a reason why your dogs were dying?
I actually found a reason the other day. Someone, a doctor by profession, he came up and told me, you have been having dogs at your homestead and they keep dying. What do you do? He asked me that question actually. What do you do so that so that these dogs can die? I told him they just die, and he got shocked. But he came up to me and told me that parvo is a real virus. I didn't know the power that this disease had until all my dogs were just dying. The only dog that didn't die, and from there I really started going on with this thing about dog loving and dog cuddling. With this dog here over here, Loki. This was the first dog that survived the parvovirus. Ilikuwa inaangusha dogi zangu zote hiyo time, but he was left alone. From there, the journey began. Yeah.
And remember, people, in this channel, we've been talking about parvo, I think, since the first episode. So for those of you who do not know, parvo is a killer disease when it comes to dogs and taking care of your dogs. And if you go check on our previous episodes, we've talked about parvo and how you can deal with parvo. So maybe, what advice were you given by the vet to manage the disease?
I think the advice that I was given by the veterinary was about the food that the dogs were taking at the time. I was feeding the dogs some milk, especially milk. He emphasized so much on the milk. He told me that milk dogi ikiwa ndogo ifai kupewa maziwa. That's what he told me. So I avoided as much as possible to not feed young dogs with milk. Yeah.
The transaction now from you loving dogs to now involving a community. How did you evolve from that point?
When Loki survived, we had a team of 3. A young gentleman and an elderly person. His name is Jimmy. He's not around. We started this thing only as 3, and we got to a point where we needed to have so many dogs because we were actually adopting dogs, and tulikuwa tunaenda tunachukua pia dogi kwa streets, tunazikuja tunazinacha yani tulikuwa tuna hiyo psyche ya kukuwa na a lot of dogs, but just because of the parvo we had to get a lot of dogs, you know. Ndo zingine zikikufa tunabaki na zingine. It was that bad because of the parvovirus. We had to get so many dogs, so that zingine zikichukuliwa na natural selection, zingine zinabaki. So we were left with a couple of dogs. Well, it was tough because we needed funds. We needed a kennel. We needed a lot of equipment to buy, and it was tough. Just after last year, that's when we got some breakthrough. Someone decided to buy us rare breeds. I've been handling rare breeds since this dog survived. So after a while, I get a dog. It has unique features, and nurture it until it grows to an age where I can sell the dog. Yeah.
Now, in this community where now you are in, what challenges have you come across when it comes now to passing over dogs to somebody else or rehoming dogs?
Community we have right now is a little bit skeptical on dogs. They have this notion or this thing about dogs that okay, when you have a dog, the only thing you want to see is a dog in your homestead. That's what the people in the community think. They want to know that, hey, Mimi, I have a dog in my house, so that's all. They don't want to learn about the feeding habits of the dog, how the dog is supposed to be groomed, how many injections the dog is supposed to have before it gets out there, like before anything, before even you think of selling a dog. You know, these things, they were coming up, and we had a very short time knowing and nurturing these dogs. I think we had a 1 year period where we just had to stay with the dogs, wash the dogs on a daily basis, because some of them were from the street, feed the dogs. You know, after the fundings we used all the fundings we had on this project, and coming up till now, I think it has been quite a lot. So at Canine9, we deal with less privileged dogs, the dogs that are on the streets, because I have a great community of young people who are willing to learn about these dogs, the canines specifically, and the response I'm getting from them is quite astounding.
So now, out of that, your passion, you're taking care of the dogs, even the dogs that you've rescued. Now, the young men, what are you doing now to change the narrative of how they should take care of the dogs?
Some of the young guys coming around asking me about dogs and canines, they always have this question of what do you feed the dogs? How do you care for the dogs? Do you wash the dogs yourself? Are they so filthy? Do you have to go to the supermarkets to get bleaches, shampoos? You know, all I tell them is that if you have a bar of soap in your homestead, and you see a dog on the alley, it doesn't have a home. Sometimes people just mock them because, you know, they are slender, they are malnutritioned. Sometimes inakuwa ngumu. It becomes very hard to explain to someone. You can take that dog from the street, get it to your homestead, wash the dog, treat the dog, feed the dog, let it have some afterlife. Let it feel like this world is for him or her, you know. And that journey has been strenuous, trying to get people to understand that dogs are actually animals you can love, you can live with. They can actually protect you when you're in danger, especially right now when there is a insecurity crisis. Yeah, the response from the young guys is marvelous. They come around, they teach me some things I don't know about the dogs. Sometimes I teach them, you know, we teach each other. Yeah, we're a great community out here in Njiru. Yeah.
When it comes to rehoming dogs, have you had to recall a dog because somebody was not able to take care of their dogs?
There's this one instance where I sold a dog. Picked it up from the streets first, nurtured it, fed it, sold the dog, not at a very high price. And after 2 weeks, the dog was back to the way it was in the streets. I felt very sad and grieved because he thought that because he had bought the dog, he had the right to get it out of the house, like just alifukuza, you know. I didn't know about it. I was just called by a young guy who we have been doing this thing with. Akaniambia, there's the dog that we sold the other day is now a street dog. I felt really bad.
Did you recover it?
We went around searching for the dog for days. But when we recovered the dog, the eyesight, there's a disease with the eyes. In the streets, there's so many diseases, so they go picking up diseases. So it had this disease for the eyes. It couldn't see. I think it couldn't see. So I didn't want to burden my young colleagues with the dog. So I took the dog my home, nurtured it again, fed it again, and then sold it to a better person who will actually take care of the dog. Right now it's in Westlands. I know it's having the time of its life there. I think the best thing is having the right person, not just selling the dog. Scrutinize the person, ask the person if he or she is a dog lover. That's what we do in this community. That's what we are all about. You need to educate people, get people to know that dogs are actually good animals to live with. The only thing a dog can do to you is bites. You know, and bites are inevitable with dogs. You can never be someone who loves a dog if you haven't had even one small bite from it.
So you're talking like somebody who's had an experience of being bitten.
We've been bitten so many times with my brother. We've been bitten by rabid dogs. We have had shots in hospitals a couple of times. You know, we've been bugging doctors. Niaje daktari, nimeumwa tena. Nifanye nini? And then the doctor asks me, ulidungwa lini mwisho? It's like now you have to get that prevention always, because they will still bite. You know, you get a dog from outside, it's rabid, it's very aggressive.
So how do you manage, like now it's easy to adopt a puppy from the streets, but what about older dogs? Are you at a point where you've gotten somebody who can train you and maybe try to rehabilitate the dogs?
That's a good question. At Canine9, I told you we started out as 3 guys. So that guy was dealing with accessories. He was actually building these chains, these leashes for us, but he left. I was fortunate to have a brother who is actually a dog lover like I am, so I got him on board. From there we have been still 3, without there's one person who is not with us, like even on the team. So with older dogs, it's been hard because an older dog will have its own tricks. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know that. So train an old dog to stay at home and to be obedient and everything, it's quite hard. So for the older dogs, I don't leave them on the streets. I take them up. We have a facility over here. Kenyatta, you have seen the facility. We just get food, a lot of food, and they get to eat, they get to feed without any care. Like, no, an older dog will even bite, even dangerously than a younger dog. You know, we just get them here, get them a home, somewhere they can just relax and spend their time. You know, Nika rehabilitation. It's like a rehabilitation center for dogs. Yeah, for older dogs now we just pick them up, get them. We don't get them owners. We just get them a place where they can actually stay, have food, get treated. Yeah.
That means you have to work with a vet. How and are you funded by any organization, or you're doing all these things on your own?
Yeah, we've been doing this all alone. From time to time we get fundings, but they're not usually enough. We have to top up. Maybe if you want to get our ideas out there, we do it ourselves. We run the social media account ourselves. We go out there, source for funds. My young team is always there to see if there is a way forward with the funding. Like if there is no funding on my side, they tell me, oh, we have someone who's actually good with the dogs. He's stable. He can buy a dog. That's a source of fund for our community as per now. But when tukiendelea, as we move forward, I don't think it's dark in front. You have to face it head on. And siwezi sema kuna funding as much. The only funding we get is ours, and oftenly from other people who feel like they're supposed to have that.
When it comes to adopting dogs from the street, I know most of these dogs are our local vienyeji dogs. Yeah. And in these streets, we are used to seeing more of new breeds from abroad and all that. What has been your experience dealing with our local breeds?
The local breeds are amazing. Some of them are from rare breeds. So we try as much as possible to, as much as we are trying to get these dogs a home and to get a rehabilitation center for the dogs, we try so much to look at what are we bringing to the community? What kind of dog do we have in the community? And we are lucky enough. We have dogs that are uniquely created by God. I don't think anyone in Kenya or anywhere in Kenya, people always talk about the Boerboels, the Dobermans, the elite, but me, I have a couple of dogs that are unique in features, like the short coat shepherd. We have the Kintamani Bali, only found in Bali, but sometime right now it got lost. I was to showcase it, but now it's gone. So we deal with unique dogs.
When it comes to Socks there, he's a pretty local breed, right?
Yeah.
How old was he when you got him?
The dog was around, I think 5 months, 5-6 months. Ticks all over, fleas all over. But when we take it in, give it a shelter, after some time you will see the changes in the body. Yeah? Right now it can stand. It was very feeble and weak. Give it some few shots for the glucose, for energy. I mean, we do everything in our power. If you don't have the money, you just do something about it. So we do everything in our power to bring back the dogs, in our community. Dogs get lost, dogs get found.
And by the way, last week I got to rescue a dog. It felt so good, like a dog had just given birth at the shopping center. 9 puppies. So I know the feeling, it's a good feeling, and I would want the people in my community to take care of these dogs. So for you, what feeling do you have, and what would you tell the community around you when you say somebody mistreating a dog out in the streets because it is a stray dog, as you would call it?
What I usually do as a person, as an individual, I go individually to the person who I know is treating the dog wrong. Give him or her some education about dogs, Tell him that the dog he has is uniquely created. Just something to get him going with the dog, Because sometimes you will feel like the dog is a burden in your homestead, especially for new people adopting dogs. They feel like, if I get this dog right now, okay, now I have a dog. What's next? They only think that the dog is going to stay in the compound and protect me and everything, But they don't know that there are things that come with the dog, like washing the dog, feeding the dog very well. Dogs are like pets. They are pets actually. So you have to feed them well. You have to nurture them in the right way. You know, dogs have a tendency of making someone feel bad. You know, dogs can get into your home, dirtify your clothes, dirty everything you have. You know, and one person, there's one encounter I had. A guy had bought a dog from my company, and he came at me and told me, now it has been 2 days. The dog has destroyed all my wife's clothes. You have to get back the dog, and I need my money. You know, I would just let me become a host for a while. Let me just ask you, what would you have told the person?
I take back my dog.
What? So the person came to me and told me, no, you must give me my money. You know, I'd already channeled the funding to some other projects we had with the dogs. So that becomes a constraint. It doesn't help when there's no education to the people you are giving out the dogs to. You dog sellers out there, you're supposed to tell the person you're selling the dog to everything about the dog. You know, like how many injections it needs, even after you've done the injection. You know, how much it feeds on. Like get the person to know the dog before you sell the dog. You know, it's not all about the money. Right. So to the non-dog lovers, there's the dog lovers and the non-dog lovers. You know, the kind of people who don't want to see dogs around them. Please, these are animals. These are living things like you. Just Atacama, just get them only just a biscuit, you know, from the shop. Just buy a biscuit. 10 shillings is now 10 shillings is not much. Yeah, just get the dog a biscuit. It only costs 10 shillings. Give the dog, then leave. If you're not gonna do the rest, if you're not gonna groom the dog, if you're not gonna care for the dog, if you're not gonna take the dog in, and a biscuit. Feed the dog. Just get a biscuit in the shop and just feed the dog. That's all. I mean, that counts. Yeah.
Now you have two rescues around. Yeah. I want you to give me a little bit story about them. How are they rescued?
When we are approaching a dog and we want to rescue the dog, we tend to make the dog know that we are rescuing it by giving it food first. You know. Pamper the dog so that it can become friendly. You know, we've been bitten too much. We don't want to be bitten again. We just find a good way to interact with the dog, like the first dog, the first dog I rescued. It took me 10 days before I realized that the dog needed a wash. So I immediately find a dog on the street. I feed it with whatever I'll find around. Maybe I'll buy something in the shop, and then I take the dog. I pick it up with my hands, my bare hands. I don't mind. Go wash the dog immediately. We do wash it with my other half, but she's not around. I do it alone these days. So I go take the dog, wash it immediately after rescue, and do some contacting regarding the dog. You know, maybe someone has lost the dog. Do a little bit of searching around the community, asking around if someone has lost the dog, if someone has actually bought the dog the previous day and lost the dog that other day. You know, some things happen. So the dog was young. I took it up and bathed it, and that's all I do. I bath the dog first. I think that's my stronghold, because bathing the dog improves the health. Yeah. So about the training, as I told you guys, we are a team. I have a team of 3. One is with me here. His name is Agwins. He'll tell you the rest of his names. But yeah, he's our trainer, and yeah, let him introduce himself.
Okay, so introduce yourself and say hi to my people. Tell me what you do, and when did your love of dogs begin?
Hello Dog TV. I'm Agwins Mwanene Mugendi. I'm a dog trainer, a dog lover, and also a software engineer. Yeah, I've always loved dogs. I've always had the feel for dogs. I understand how they. I think it's a gift to understand how the dog works. Yeah, and I'm good at it. But I have room for growth.
I love the confidence. He is very good at it, and there is always room for more improvement. So far, how many dogs do you think? What breeds of dogs have you worked with?
We are here from Njiru Community. I do not choose. They just want me to train their dogs. Most are clients. Yeah, we train their dogs, so we never choose. But most of them have GSDs, the ones who want training. But yeah, we have also had other dogs, Koko tu ya kawaida, and unajua wote ni Africa. They love having their dogs hard, tough for protection because of insecurities. Yeah, and that's what I'm best at.
When it comes to our local breeds, how trainable are they? Umetrain zikakuwa effective for the training that they were undergoing?
The good thing about local dogs, they love their owners, because most of them, they are taken from places that they did not have food, but the owners give them food. So they have love for their owners. What I'm good at is making the dog tough and hard, that it can protect the owner, and aggressive. But if the owner loves the dog enough, it can listen to him. That's my belief, you know. Yeah, if the dog loves the owner and vice versa, yeah, he can control the dog. So my job is to make sure that it is tough and can handle insecurities.
So what advice would you give to dog owners out there, especially in your community, who are looking to get a dog or who want their dogs trained?
The dogs are animals. Yeah, they can be wild at times. Dogs are fierce. So what I can advise you, if you love a dog, the dog will love you back. It's a given. There. So love your dog so that the dog will love you. But don't let it control you. The dogs are pack dogs, like she told me today morning. Yeah, the dogs are pack dogs. They can control you when they think they are the alpha of your house. Yeah, they get vicious when you try to tell them to do something they want to do and you don't want them to do it. They can get fierce, maybe attack you. But if you are the alpha, it knows that when you give it food, that's when it gets food. Yeah, not saying controlling them, but just love them and they will respect you.
Thank you. So advice to young dog lovers out there like yourselves?
Continue loving dogs. My part-time, I live for dogs. When I have time, I always stay with Loki, try to teach him new tricks. He's old now, but he learns more tricks as we go, because I live for him.
So right now we are going to the community so that we can meet the other young fellows that Destine has been working with.
So once again, we are here, and we talked about the community I have at Njiru, and the young people I work with the dogs at Canine9. I'm going to introduce my friend over here. He's a dog lover like I am. He's been involved in several training camps that we do, and he will introduce himself.
Kwa majina ni Manu. Sisi ndo tuko kwa Njiru hii community. Tuna umbwa huku. Tukirescue zile zenye hazina wenyewe. Mimi ni dog lover. Napenda umbwa. Hiyo ni passion since utoi.
Hi. Introduce yourself to the show and also introduce our dog.
Yes, my name is Karis. I'm a dog lover, and here we have Rex. He's a good dog, but sometimes he gets aggressive and becomes so dangerous to us sometimes. But continuing to get to know him better, what he needs. Where sometimes we take him on a walk, yes, and we treat him well. This is just a good dog.
Yeah, so this is the dog that earlier on we had a complaint from the owner. The leash had gone out, and like the owners have a tough time handling dogs. So anytime they feel like the dog is out of hand, we just come in, troubleshoot, tunaipea leash, kama ni leash mpya inataka, kama ni harness, na like a couple of chains. We also supply a couple of chains. We don't get the new chains because nowadays the new chains get rust. So we try as much as possible to troubleshoot and to get the dog home and well fed as soon as possible. So this is one of the dogs that we handle, and as you can see, it's healthy, strong, you know, very beautiful. We are confident that we do amazing work. Yes. So here we have just a portion of the team that we were talking about with Linda. Most of them have introduced themselves, but the team is larger, very big. It's on a weekday, so most of them are not free. They are all busy. I managed to come with this you see here, and yeah, it's a wide community. We all love dogs, and we seek to communicate to the other communities out there that it is very possible to have a community of dogs and dog lovers. As you can see here, we march like this on the streets when we want to walk the dogs. So it's very possible for anyone with a passion and a vision of creating a community, a vast community of dog lovers, and it's very possible. That's all I can say. So I am proud and very humbled for Dog TV for coming. I contacted them a while back, and it has been a while before they contacted me back. But I really appreciate their effort, because this is one of the dreams I had with my community, and it has been a journey, but we are here, aren't we? Yeah, and I think everyone around here notices that this is a national TV kind of thing. So we really appreciate Dog TV for coming to visit us and to see how we treat dogs, and to share their knowledge with ours, and also us to share the knowledge with them. I think it's very crucial for everyone who loves a dog to be knowledgeable about dogs and to know everything they need to know about a canine. Yeah, there's some fracas going on, but we still continue. So thank you so much, Linda, for visiting us. It has been a journey making you pulling the strings with my company too. Like it hasn't been easy. We have been working so hard towards this, and we are welcoming you again. We're welcoming the whole team at Dog TV to come and witness our progress within the years. I think Dog TV gave me another chance to love dogs, and that's given. That's a true thing. Thank you so much.
Hello, my lovely people. It's always a very emotional moment for me when you get to meet the people who are really out there supporting us, and to see that we are inspiring people out there to treat dogs better. Even for somebody like him who was almost giving up on his journey with walks, but Dog TV has given him another chance, and this is good. So this is why you need to keep watching us, subscribing and supporting us, because we are reaching a community that I never thought we would. Actually, I'm also humbled and honored to be here. It's amazing. So people, keep supporting us, keep watching us. And also, Destin forgot to tell us something here. Destin, you're a musician.
Yeah, I'm a musician.
Where do we find your work?
At Destin on all streaming platforms.
At
D3 STINN3.
So also support Destin in his music journey, and I've listened to some of his tracks, and yes, it's some beautiful tracks, and keep working. You're going far, and I pray that God will bless you walk in this talent that he has given you. So people, kama kawaida, I've been your girl Linda Kenyita, and this is Dog TV Kenya, the best documentary channel for all dog lovers. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and do not forget to leave us a comment there. And also, if you feel like you can help Destin and his community of dog lovers do a better job out there, you can always reach them through their social media handles. That is at
Canine9 or on Instagram, Canine9 on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's the main base grounds. You'll get all our products there, all our insights there, everything you need to know about our community is right there.
Okay, as you support us, support Canine9 at whatever it is that they are doing in their